All right, Bob, since you're in a jovial mood, let me ask you, who's walking away in the happiest mood from the draft? Which NFL franchise made out the best?
That's hard to say. Again, I think the
Can't
one that I think
on paper.
Well, on paper, I think Philadelphia came away with some pretty good players. Not just draft players. I mean, McCoy's good, Macklin's good. You know, they're potentially explosive players and certainly could help in the wide open West Coast offense. However, what they did prior to that, they brought in Peters. They traded for him from Buffalo. They got an offensive lineman who's one of the best in the business, and they also had Ellis Hobbs trade with New England. So they get 2 starters in addition to those guys and whatever else they have later in the draft. So they did pretty well. I thought Dallas was the worst, you know, because of just they had 12 picks, but all of them came like real late. Right. None of them are going to help. Yeah, and they're Dallas, which means they're going to get a lot of money for tickets, which means
what about Oakland drafting a receiver 7th at Hayward Bay that wasn't projected to go until late first round?
You got Crabtree and Macklin both on the board.
Yeah.
I mean, Hayward Bay, they had him rated 24th going in, and the 30th best player overall.
Everybody knows I'm a Maryland fan, but I'll be the first one to say he's not 7th overall quality. No. He disappeared in a lot of games for Maryland past year.
Davis, and look at the second-round pick, too, Justin.
Al Davis needs to disappear. Quite frankly, that's how that thing's going to get better in Oakland.
This receiver has more potential to be a Troy Williamson than anybody. You know, a high pick. He was from South Carolina. Didn't really pan out for Minnesota. But the team that I think, Green Bay, look at Green Bay, 20th in defense last year. Adrian Peterson, who they're going to face 2 times, guys, had almost 300 yards, 295 in 2 games last year. So they got B.J. Raji from Boston College, a big defensive tackle, 337. Somebody's stabilizing. Clay Matthews, who in my opinion has some of the best talent as a linebacker coming out of USC.